Hello, I wanted to show you how to find r and r squared using technology. I know that if you've tried a few problems by hand using that formula, you will probably really appreciate this. It is important that you will need to know how to do this by hand, so you will need to do a couple problems using that ugly formula, but for the most part, you are going to use technology because we would not want to do that by hand all the time. So we're going to look back at that data from lesson 8 with the hours spent studying and the test grade. And we are going to run our linear regression. Remember, second calculate, linear regression. And when you do this, you'll get the equation in A and B. Now, some of you on your calculator, it's possible you've been seeing r and r squared. I don't see that on mine. If you don't see it, you do need to turn it on. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn our diagnostics on. So we're going to go to the catalog, which is above 0. It's yellow, so I'm going to go second, catalog. And I want to scroll down to diagnostics on. This will take a little while. A quick way to get there is to go alpha D, and it will scroll down to the D's for you. I would like to turn my diagnostic on. So I'm going to hit enter, and you need to hit enter one more time. And it's just going to say done. It doesn't really look like it's done anything. But now when you go to calculate your linear regression, you're going to see, dun, 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 you see r and r squared. And r, of course, is the value that you had to work so hard to get. You had to find the mean, you had to subtract it from each value, you had to square it. I mean, so much stuff that you had to do. So this did everything for you. We know r is 0.74, so that says it's moderately strong positive linear association between the hours you spent studying and your test grade. R squared equals 549. That is the coefficient of determination. That says 54.9% of the variation in your test grade can be explained by this particular linear regression equation. So it's a huge time saver. And I do expect you to use technology. If you don't have a calculator, remember we can always do this with Google Sheets. You'll recall, again, we have our data entered in. You do have to create the scatter plot and the trend line, I believe, to get this value. But when you do, if you'll double click the graph to pull up the chart editor, you want to go to series where you pulled the trend line. And if you scroll down to the end here, right below use equation, there's a box to click for show r squared. So when you do that, r squared is going to pop up. Now notice this is r squared. So if you need r, which is the correlation, how are you going to get from r squared to r? You're going to take the square root. So you will have to then physically take the square root of 0.554, and that will give you your r value. So I hope that this is helpful to you. I know that it'll be a huge time saver, and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.